Welcome back to the show. Now, exactly a month from today, campaign season will begin. And of course, a lot of our candidates from all the political parties for whatever position will start giving us the reasons why we should vote for them. And I think it's very important that we pay attention to the things they say and how to hold them accountable to that. We're going to be talking about leadership and what leadership should look like, especially in 2023. And I have here with me Comrade Olufemi Lawson. Thanks for being here today. Yes, I always like to ask this question because, we hear a lot of promises in times like this, and we're going to hear a lot of them between September and February when the elections are coming. But my question is always, how do we know what to believe? And how do we, most importantly, hold these leaders accountable when they get into office? Is it a citizen issue? Are we doing the wrong things? Or like they say, the systems and institutions are not even strong enough for people to be held accountable?
Good morning, thank you.
Yeah.
I think where we are now should have taught us a lot of lessons as Nigerians. And I think going into 2023, it should not just be about campaign promises any longer from the political class, from the political parties, from the candidates. What do we really want as Nigerians should be the focal point of our movement into 2023. A lot of times we have gone into elections, we have supported candidates, we have voted candidates on the basis of what they are bringing, no matter how irrelevant they sound to be for us as Nigerians. But I think 2023, considering the current situation of the country, must be about what do we really deserve and what do we really want as Nigerians. I don't think it should be about which candidate is bringing or what political party is bringing any longer. If we go along that route, 2023 will not produce, I want to emphasize, will not produce anything different from what we have experienced, particularly in the last 23 years of democracy.
Yeah. So there's a lot of talk about, the fact that a lot of this is on us as citizens. We are not probably doing enough. We like to use the word Nigerians are resilient, but sometimes it's the wrong word because we just tend to, as things get harder, we adjust. And it's against pushing back on government, I know there's a lot of talk about it. It's a military hangover. We had so many years where authority was the style of leadership as against service, Is that mentality going to ever change? Even though some people say it's even changing already. We saw what happened in October 2020 with NSAS. There seems to be a difference this time as the elections are approaching. Do you feel that difference?
I strongly feel that 2023 will make a different statement from our past. It will make a different statement to the extent that if you see how much more Nigerians are beginning to take strong and serious interest in the electoral process, if you see how much more the political consciousness and education of our people are becoming, I would want to believe that 2023 will it may not totally take us to the expected destination, but I'm very sure it will be different from the past, especially when you look at the fact that in the past it has always been about the wishes of the political class, the aspiration of the politicians. Unlike what do we really want as Nigerians? Nigerians are no longer sitting back.
Yes.
And now followership is beginning to play a very fundamental role outside what leadership has always dictated in the past. And I think this will impact on the outcome of not only the presidential election in Nigeria, but even elections up to the grassroots level come 2023.
Yeah. I want to ask about holding accountable because you work an executive director of Center for Public Accountability. So I want to know, what are the options open to a Nigerian who wants to hold government accountable? We talk about social media a lot, but we also hear sometimes from government that people are just shouting in that small space. Protest are some other ways. But these two things have been tried by Nigerians and it almost feels like they are not as effective. How do people hold government accountable? Or leaders?
I don't usually agree with those who think social media has not been effective or protest has not been effective. Whether anybody likes it or not, the voices on the social media today have made a lot of impact, have dictated a lot of policy changes in Nigeria today. Protests, particularly the NSAS protests you referred to, have made its own role impact as far as policies are concerned in Nigeria today. What other option are we left with, which we must employ now, is election.
Yes.
We have seen a situation whereby more than ever, the young people of Nigeria are coming out to participate in the process. In the past, there's always been the older women, the older men coming out to register during elections, coming out. But today, for a country where over 70% of its eligible population, voters population are now young people, you must expect something different, except you're deceiving yourself. So for those who think it's all about social media noises, it's all about your protest, they should expect something new. And that is one viable option I think Nigerians are going to be exploring come 2023. It's not going to be limited to what they term as noises, which are not really noises, but making its impact. And you look at the global support that our advocacies, that the agitation of young people are gathering on the basis of their impact on the social media. Only an unserious person will say it's all about noises.
Yeah.
If you look at the impact that the protests are beginning to make, only unserious people. So let those who are of the illusion that they are mere noises wait until the population of our young people troop out in 2023 and really make the statement, of course, and get people elected into positions.
Okay, now I want to find out very quickly now. When we hear a lot of these candidates, especially at the presidential level, a lot of the conversations we hear is whose turn is it, or what region it should take it, or what religion or tribe. It seems like the conversation is on that level. But as a voter now, what do you look out for, you as a person? What are you looking out for, especially for 2023? The economy is in tatters. Insecurity is rife everywhere. There's so many issues around us. What's most important, or what should be most important on the voter's mind while listening to those candidates?
But at one point or the other, the average Nigerian have been culpable of being interested in what region, what tribe, what religion
whether it's my person
comes from. But where Nigeria is, every patriotic Nigerian at this point must be interested in the policies and programs of the next president. Nigeria is at a point that we have never been. Of course, we are at a point of the most period of uncertainty is where we live in now. So for now, no Yoruba president, Igbo or Hausa will come to the rescue without the competency, without the clear-cut, defined policy and programs that will rescue Nigeria. Nigeria needs to be rescued, and 2023 is going to be a defining moment. And that is why the next president will be decided on the basis of manifestos, their policies and programs, especially those that will rescue Nigeria from this security situation we find ourselves, that will rescue our economy from this very dangerous bend it has taken, and of course, stabilize the polity as urgent as possible.
When you look at the list of candidates, are you hopeful or are you worried?
I'm very optimistic that Nigerians are faced with a lot of capable options, especially when you look at candidates of the major political parties. And I think Nigerians, particularly the young people who owns the ace, who are going to constitute the majority of the voting population, are going to make the right choice, are going to elect candidates that will rescue Nigeria. We need to just save this country.
Thank you very much. And I think a lot of people need to be paying attention in the next couple of months, because a lot of lies will be told.
Seriously.
A lot of false promises will be made. We've heard that before, so it's very important that everybody's perceptive and understands what they need to pay attention. And thanks a lot for being here today.
Don't just stand there teasing me. Now it's time to show